Welcome to Football with Cheese, bonus video. The reason I'm on again today is I just saw an article about how the NFL may change the playoff format, and this is outstanding news. So right now, the way it works, it's been this way since 1970, the division winners guaranteed a home playoff game. There used to be 3 divisions in each league, but they made it 4. So you've had a lot of instances where a team wins the division but has a worse record than the team they play. The 2 best examples of this are this year and 2011. In 2011, the Seahawks won their division with a 7-9 record, a losing record, and got to host the 11-5 Saints, and they ended up winning the game. They got an outdoor game. Saints are a dome team. Very unfair, 4-game difference. Same as this year. The Minnesota Vikings finished 14-3 to 10-7 Rams. 4 games better, and had to go on the road because they didn't win the division. This is great news for many reasons. Another good reason for this, not only is it fair based on your record, but games will mean more late in the year. Philadelphia can't sit their players because they're fighting for a higher seed. Washington can't sit their players because they have to fight to hold off Green Bay for the 4 seed. So all these games are much more important later in the year. We had so many games in the last week of the season that didn't matter at all. So many teams resting players. And this will change that. Let's look real quick. So Detroit would still be the number 1 seed in the NFC, obviously. Philadelphia still would have been 2, but Minnesota would have been the 3 seed and hosted Tampa Bay. Washington would have been the 4 and hosted the Packers. Philadelphia would be playing the Rams like they are this week, but they would have played them this past weekend. So would it have changed things? We'll never know. One of Minnesota and Tampa would have advanced. Would Washington have still won, beat Green Bay at home? Probably. It would have been an easier matchup, I think, for Green Bay. They did not match up well with the Eagles at all. It's a terrible matchup. NFL, all of football, college too, sometimes the matchup's important more than how good a team is. Oh, this team's better. They have a better record, but maybe it's a bad matchup. I'll give you a great example. Minnesota lost 4 games, you count the playoffs. 2 to Detroit and 2 to the Rams. They did not match up with the Rams well at all. They do not. It's a bad matchup for them. Green Bay went 0-6 against Philadelphia, Minnesota, and Detroit. Those were bad matchups. That's one thing Matt LaFleur, if you haven't seen my Matt LaFleur video, I should have mentioned they're 0-6 against the 3 best teams in the NFC record-wise. So they've got to figure that out. I did have, in that Matt LaFleur video, I did have one dislike. I think it's Coop. Coop is a Packer fan, and he does not like LaFleur. I bet you it's him. We'll find out. But it doesn't tell me who likes or dislikes. It just tells me how many people watch, stuff like that. In the AFC, Kansas City would still be number 1 seed. Obviously, Buffalo would have been the 2, Baltimore the 3. But the Chargers, who looked awful in Houston, they would have been the 4 seed. They would have gotten the home game. And then Pittsburgh, Houston, and Denver would have tied for the 5th, 6th, 7th seeds. I don't know who would have won that tiebreak. But the Chargers would have hosted one of them. And the other 2 would have had to go to Baltimore and Buffalo. So they would have changed the whole playoffs. Like I said, Vikings would have played the Buccaneers, so one of them would still be there. So I think it's fair. I've never seen a 14-win team have to go on the road in the playoffs. The Vikings got absolutely screwed. It would have changed the whole playoffs, and I think it's something they need to do, and they should have done it years ago. Yes, if you have a losing record, you're 7-9 or 8-9, and you still win your division, sure, you can make the playoffs. You won your division, even if it was a terrible division, but you're going to be the 7th seed. You're going to be the last seed. You're not going to be the 4th seed. And I'm so happy they're finally changing this. It only took a 14-win team to have to go on the road and get embarrassed to change, but change is good. Very happy about this. Tomorrow, we're going to preview Saturday's games. Subscribe, share this with anyone you know. Turn on that bell for notifications. Like, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.